But then like for speakers, that's just so many like the other one. Yeah. There's a default text and I can select
Good afternoon, everyone. If everyone can find their seats, the program will start in 5 minutes. Thank you.
We are live talking, so don't say anything candid.
I don't ever say anything wrong.
Just want
Yeah, thank you.
to make you all ready. We are live streaming. You are live. Just now. Okay, thank you.
We split between the table. Oh, that would be cool. That would be something good. You can come back to our show and buy stuff. Did you? Yeah. That story of my life. That's funny because I scratched yours. So why do you think you got that one in the first place?
They were stocking doctors.
Look, and then the unscrew too if you want to take either side. Is this live? chat with him for a while. So he's working on a bathroom right now. We're trying to make
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, we were wrapping up a bathroom Friday. And I had to leave yesterday. So and that no one
You're good.
Welcome everyone. Thank you everyone for taking time out to join us here today. My name is David Trong. My family business, Mimi Story, has been in Fountain Valley in the same location for the last 28 years. I was asked today to be MC, not because of my wit or humor, it was just because it was the least expensive option. I mean, you can't get it more cheaper than free. Today, we're happy to welcome Mayor Ted Bowie, Vice Mayor Kumin, Council Members Constantine and Grandis, Council Member Harper. He's absent, but he's in Sacramento. But his wife, Mrs. Harper, is here, and she's actually way more fun than he is. So with that, I'd like to hand it over to our pep squad and drumline over there. Thank you, Fountain Valley Pep Squad, and they really try to bring their energy into this room. So let's give it to them, guys. Now I'd like to introduce our very own Lieutenant Campaign to introduce our Fountain Valley Police Department Honor Guard. Lieutenant.
Good afternoon. Please stand for the presentation of the colors by your Fountain Valley Police Department Honor Guard.
Honor guard. Attend. Huh. Hard. Huh. Head. 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 Hard. 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 One time. Head. Head. Teacher. Head. Hey.
To lead us in the national anthem is Melia Hazel.
Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance to be followed by the national anthem. Out of our heart, ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
One time. Honor guard. Oh. Nice job. Ready.
Thank you, Lieutenant Dan and Honor Guard, Don Valley PD. It's an amazing tradition to have this, and I'm glad we have this in our city and for this event. Please be seated. The PD Honor Guard is accepting donations, And donations can be sent to the POA, the Benevolent Foundation. We're sending an email to fvpoa40@gmail.com. At this time, I'd like to welcome Janine Johnson to the stage for our invocation. Janine.
I'm honored to be able to offer this invocation today, and I ask that you can pray with me or pray in your own heart how you feel the best. Our Heavenly Father, we come before thee as citizens of this beautiful city and grateful for the liberty which we have, that we live here and enjoy so much. We pray for those who are in uniform and for their families, that they will be blessed, that they will be safe. We're grateful for all of the service we have for so many community leaders and those citizens in our, especially in our area here, who give so much to the city and offer to share with them, with us, their talents and all that we've been given. We're grateful to you, Father, for all these things, for the wisdom that we've been given to guide and direct, and we're grateful for the opportunity we have to share that with others. We pray at this time, Father, for thy Spirit to be here, for us to have a joyful time of celebrating together, to show love and care for each other, and for especially we're grateful for the love that thou givest to us, and that we can worship thee with our hearts and our minds. And as a follower of Jesus Christ, I offer this prayer, and for those who believe, and for others that would offer other prayers, then I say this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Thank you, Janine. Let's welcome our Mayor Ted Bowie to come up on stage for a welcome message.
Well, welcome everyone. We are delighted to have you here today. We have a great program. Hopefully you will, with excitement, and a winner. We will showcase our 2024 accomplishment as well as projects in 2025. The question is, will we match up with the Olympic Games energy? So let's fire it up and by thanking our gold sponsor. Are they here? Sir Lounge and CEO Louis Tran. Is he here? Great, thank you. GNC CEO Dennis Wang.
Could have gone over this a little bit. But we'd like to welcome up our gold sponsors at this time. Sir, Saigon Center, Louis Tran. Louis. GST CEO Dennis Wang. Thank you, Louis. You. You brought the whole team. Jeez. Heard about the Sir Lunch and you brought the whole team. Thank you, GST team. I'd like to also thank other gold sponsor, OC Realtors, President Ed Molina. You also brought the whole team. Thank you, OC Realtors. And our last gold sponsor, Saigon Grand Center. Don't know if they're here to accept. So Louis was already up here and he's already enjoying his meal, so that's it. And it looks like the City Council will soon be representing Team USA in 2028. Until then, I'd like to welcome Caitlin Nguyen to share her team with the USA opportunity, share her experience, and share her story. It's an incredible young woman.
Hello everyone. Pride, gratitude, and joy are all that I have when I have the honor to represent Team USA, a country that has done so much for me. Hi everyone, my name is Caitlin Nguyen, and I'm an 8th grader born and raised here in Boughton Valley. I've been practicing karate out of the Boys and Girls Club since I was 4 years old. The AAU national team has just selected me to represent Team USA at the 2025 ISF Junior Gymside in Serbia. The ISF is governed by the International Olympic Committee and is basically the Junior Olympic Games. Part of the reason why I was chosen to represent Team USA is I'm a 4-time national champion and hoping to become a 5-time this summer. I'm a 2-time world champion and working hard to become a 3-time. And I've also received double gold at the K1 Youth League this last summer, which is the league for the best junior karate in the world. As an athlete who travels internationally to represent the USA, travel costs are quite expensive. Today, I am selling 5 raffle tickets for $20. Your donation will be matched by Kiwanis, Rotary Club, David Chung Mimi's Jewelries, and the Boys and Girls Club. Ticket sale will stop at the end of lunch. This means every dollar donated, your impact will be quadrupled. 100% of the proceeds will go to offset the cost of travel as I represent my country and Boughton Valley. This journey will not only be an amazing opportunity to improve my skills and represent my country on an international stage, but it is my chance to inspire young girls. My goal is to break the barriers and challenge the stereotypes, proving that girls belong in all areas of sports, including karate, so that every girl can feel confident and stand proud on and off the tatami. I want to help promote women's sports. Thank you for supporting my journey. Thank you for your support and being part of my journey.
Thank you, Caitlin. It's inspiring to see your dedication and focus on your craft. You're truly an inspiration. Caitlin will be walking around in the next 20 minutes if you would like to support her trip to Serbia to represent Team USA and Team Fountain Valley. As she's mentioned, Rotary, Fountain Valley Rotary, Kiwanis, Huntington Valley Boys and Girls Club, and Mimi's Jury will match up to $500 she raises today. So please, let's share your support with her.
Welcome to the 2025 Fountain Valley State of the City. I am Councilmember Patrick Harper. This is our City Manager Maggie Lee, and we're bringing you live coverage from the Fountain Valley Training Camp.
That's right, Patrick. 2024 was a big year for Fountain Valley. We launched a new podcast, secured $1 million in grants, and completed the Central City Navigation Center, all while maintaining strong financial stewardship. We might not be running marathons, but we sure are going the distance.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at some of our 2024 highlights.
From expanding our sports, arts, to strengthening partnerships, Fountain Valley is setting the pace to beat. We completed the Universal Accessible Playground, and as we prepare for the 2028 Olympic Games, Fountain Valley is working to expand its sports park, by approximately 16 acres. You might even see your city council training on the courts. Looking into 2025, we're also focused on building working relationship with County Supervisor Janet Nguyen and newly elected Congressman Derek Tran.
We took major strides in public services, including a new ordinance regulating sober living homes, creating a special operations bureau to address quality of life issues, and amending the ordinance for anti-camping regulation. The Central Cities Navigation Center has been in operation since June 2024, offering low-barrier transitional emergency housing and wraparound services to the unhoused individuals in OC's Central Service Planning Area. The cities of Fountain Valley, Garden Grove, and Westminster have maximized its bed allocation regularly. By prioritizing public service developments, we're ensuring Fountain Valley remains a nice place to live.
E-bike safety is a top priority for Fountain Valley, and we clarified regulations while launching an education campaign to ensure safety across our parks and streets. Because when it comes to road safety, we won't settle for anything less than gold.
We saw big wins for our youth and community services in 2024. We secured a 25-year lease renewal and expansion plan for the Boys and Girls Club, invested in a Parks Master Plan, and saw the largest turnout on record for the Hyundai Hope on Wheels 5K and Color Run. Talk about a podium finish.
We have been busy, but we aren't stopping there. In 2025, we're hiring new police and fire chiefs, completing the facility assessment and crosswalk traffic study, launching online utility payments, and hosting major community events like Summerfest and the Crawfish Festival. A decathlon of civic progress, if you will.
That's right, Patrick. We're also working on new fire impact fees, increasing police department community engagement, completing city hall security upgrades, and promoting business growth in Fountain Valley. We saw many first-time economic development finalists out there last year, and we are looking forward to welcoming more in 2025.
We are going for the gold, but this is not an individual sport. Teamwork is essential to progress, and our city council is laser focused on collaboration for the betterment of Fountain Valley. Let's take a live look at some of our team in action.
Wow, they look ready to go, Patrick. 2024 was a great year for our city, and these were only the highlights. We are proud of what our Fountain Valley team has accomplished and can't wait to continue the progress in 2025.
I bet you guys, the mayor and the council, was super sore after that tape, right? I mean, well, you impressed me with those weights. I mean, what are those, 20 pounds, guys? Well, there's a lot of exciting things coming to the city, and I'm so proud to be in the city. I'm so proud to be in a city with an amazing high school. So with that, I'd like to introduce the best pep squad in the city, actually in the county, no, in the state, in the United States, our very own Fountain Valley High School pep squad.
I'm
Fountain Valley Pep Squad. I mean, my son plays football, and I don't actually like going to watch football. I just like watching them. It just brings so much energy, and it just brings so much spirit into the high school. But right now we're going to break for lunch, brought to you by Sir. If you haven't been there, it's a great place. And also walking around is Caitlin. She's going to be asking for your support. Please support Caitlin. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy.
That was a little coordinated. That was a big party.
I walk by here. Okay, I was gonna say, we should guys got
my gosh.
He doesn't like anybody.
I want to say hello.
have like the pause that make all the lights green?
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say, you get some help. You gotta help. You gotta at least be able to interview it. What do you think of it? Like the right thing to decide, right?
I took a video of
I was gonna say that your
There you go.
Sorry to interrupt, Chief. We just want to go and introduce you to so they're like. Sorry, they made that up.
How did you do it?
I'll pay your $10 later, that's for sure. Thanks, Chief.
How's lunch, everyone? I can't believe they gave us lobsters and caviar. It was amazing. Wait, you guys didn't have lobster and caviar? It was only me? So at this moment, I'd like to introduce our keynote speaker, and food will still continue to come out, so lunch and just listen to this amazing keynote speaker. Our next guest, our keynote speaker is Monique Henderson. She's an Olympian gold medalist and our own former Miss Fountain Valley, Love Radley's cousin. Monique was a member of a 3 USA Olympic team and won 2 Olympic gold medals as a member of the 4x400 meter relay team in track and field at the 2004 and 2008 Olympic Games. At the age of 17, she became the youngest person to qualify for Olympic track and field team in 36 years. It's amazing. She was inducted into the UCLA Athletic Hall of Fame in 2017 and currently serves on the UCLA Athletic Hall of Fame's voting committee. Currently, Monique is on her 10th year as a professor at Golden West College. She also serves as the head coach for the men's and women's cross country and track and field team. Please help me welcome Monique.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here today. What an awesome event for people to come together who are truly invested in seeing this amazing city maintained and improved. Super exciting. I was asked to wear my gold medals when I speak to you today, but the gold is so heavy. And you're going to hear a lot of clank clank. So if you don't mind, I'm going to have our current Miss Fountain Valley, Jacqueline, hold on to these for me while I speak today. The problems of having multiple gold medals, you know. So today I'm going to share with you an acronym that I came up with when I was 17 years old. It's something that I live by now, but also helped me get to a 2nd and 3rd Olympic team and then stand on the podium, at the top of the podium, 2 times. My acronym is GOLD, so G-O-L-D, very simple. I came up with it when I was 17 years old. You might have heard it mentioned that I became the youngest person to make Olympic track and field team at 17 in 36 years. But what people really don't realize is that when I went to the Olympic Games in Sydney, I was there as an alternate. So as an alternate for the relay, you travel with the team, you get all the full Olympic gear, you participate in the opening ceremonies, you stay in the Olympic Village, you're there for the entire 4 weeks of the Games. It's awesome. And your job is a tough job, though. Your job is to be ready to run and step in case one of the members of the relay team gets ill or gets injured. So here I am, 17. I want to run so bad. But I can't really pray or hope that somebody's going to get ill or get injured. So I stay ready. I walk into the Olympic Stadium with them for the final race, just in case somebody trips and falls on their way in, and I have to jump right in and be ready to go. Well, in 2000 at that Olympic Games, no one got ill. No one got hurt. The 4 women that were selected got to run the relay, got to run the final, and they earned a gold medal. As an alternate who didn't get to run, I did not get a gold medal at my very first Olympic Games. So I came home as a 17-year-old, and all I wanted to do was get back to the Olympics and get a gold. Talked about it all the time. I want a gold. How can I get a gold? Gold is for me. 4 years from now, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be on the top of the podium. I'm getting a gold. Talked about it so much that I just started creating acronyms for the word gold. So, before I get into that, I want you guys to relive a moment with me. At the Olympics, the track and field portion of the Games is held in the main stadium. So this is the same stadium that they have the opening and closing ceremonies. Next to the stadium is the warm-up facility. So the warm-up facility is a whole track and field facility. It has a stadium in itself. It's a better facility than a lot of four-year colleges have, the warm-up facility at the Olympics. So that's where you go, you do your warm-up, you prepare to go into the stadium and compete. About 30 minutes before your event's called, you head over and they're going to walk you into the Olympic Stadium, the main stadium. So, to get from the warm-up track to the Olympic Stadium, it's actually an underground tunnel. Now, it sounds kind of creepy, I know, but it's a well-lit tunnel. There's doctors, there's Gatorade, there's TV cameras. The whole entire, it's about a quarter mile long. The entire thing has the same rubberized surface that's in the stadium on the ground, so you can continue to warm up, do your strides, get a feel for what it's going to be like when you get into the main arena. So, I'm walking through the tunnel, heading into the main stadium to my event to compete in the 4x400 meter relay. And as I'm walking and getting closer and closer to the mouth of the tunnel where it opens into the main stadium, I hear a rumbling sound. It sounds like say somebody's pushing a shopping cart on the roof of your house. That's what it sounds like. I'm like, oh, this tunnel's a little scary. What is that sound? I get closer and closer to the main entrance into the stadium. The rumbling gets louder. Now it's kind of like vibrating, and you can feel it in your body as you're approaching the main stadium. I get to the mouth of the stadium, right in the entrance, and I look out, and I realize what that sound is. It is a mind-blowing sound. It is 115,000 people on their feet, wearing their country's gear, stomping, screaming, clapping, yelling, cheering on their athletes. It is a sound unlike anything you've ever heard. It can be very intimidating. I walk in, I look up. There's rows and rows and rows of seating, so many rows, it goes so high in these type of stadiums. I can't tell where the rows end and the sky begins. It can be very intimidating. But I walk in, close my eyes, I take a deep breath. When I open my eyes, I am focused on my starting line, and I don't hear anything. Silence. Well, there's one thing that I hear, and that is my breathing. Slow, steady, calm. I feel something. It's my heartbeat. Very calm, rhythmic. How do I feel? Excited. So excited. Can't wait to get in there. I am not intimidated by the crowd. All it's doing is giving me energy because I have prepared. I live by this acronym, GOLD. The G stands for goals, like goal setting. And goal setting, I know, it's not a new or exciting concept. We hear it all the time. But I'm going to talk about just how you plan for it. So there's no accomplishment that starts without a goal. And the definition of an accomplishment is something that is achieved successfully. Something that is achieved successfully. So everybody has their something. Something that they want to get done, something that they want to see happen, something that they want to improve, their goal. The trick is to start planning for that goal. And planning just means breaking it down into smaller steps, and we've all heard this before as well. So for me, from my first Olympics where I didn't get a medal, to getting ready for the next Olympics, which is 4 years away, it's every 4 years, there's a lot of planning and a lot of steps that go into that. Daily steps, weekly, monthly, yearly planning and strategic strategizing to get to this goal. But for many people, it could be when you go into the office in the morning, you sit down, there's a task that you have to do by 5 p.m. before you leave, and you break that down and say, okay, this is how I'm going to work toward that by the hour. Give myself a break, get back on it, I'll have it done by the end of the day. So it can be any task, goal, or something that you want to achieve successfully and how you plan for it. When it comes to trying to plan for something that's 4 years away, I will tell you this, you cannot procrastinate. Getting ready to compete at the Olympics, it's not like you're cramming for a college exam the night before, and then you go and you take the final. No, there's no cramming to go and prepare yourself to compete at the Olympics, or to even make an Olympic team. But you need to be prepared. Have those steps. And let those steps be clear, where you can see the progression, because that will keep you engaged and make sure you stay focused on getting there. But getting there is not always easy. That's when it comes to the O in the word gold. That's obstacles. Obstacles are just those things that slow you down, things that take you off track. Things that you don't know what they're going to be, and you don't know when they're going to happen. So you can't prepare for specific obstacles. But what you can do is start to create a mindset of how you will focus if something doesn't go your way. If it's not smooth sailing, how are you going to regroup? How are you going to refocus? How are you going to get back on track? No pun intended, but on track. For me, 2 years into training to make that Olympic team, to go get that first gold medal, I had a really bad hamstring injury. It sucked. I had a plan. My plan was moving smoothly for 2 years. I was on track. I knew where I needed to be. That set me back for months. Months. And when you get off track, I'm not saying the obstacles come, stay positive. You're not going to hear that speech from me because it is discouraging. It is hard to stay committed, and you can be very, very sad. So all I could do was just make sure that I had a good team around me. And this is before the injury came. Obviously, as a professional athlete, you need to make sure you have a team around you so if you get injured, you can quickly get back. So I had my physical therapist, and while I'm working with them and while I'm rehabbing for 2.5 months, I have to create a new plan, new steps, a new plan of action. And now this plan is even more important because I have to figure out a way to do that extra work to catch back up to where I was. And once again, that can be discouraging. But going back and making sure that you have those steps in place and you are progressing and you can see and feel your progression towards your goal, that's key to staying engaged. My L in the word gold, that's for listening. And also learning, listening and learning. I always say listening is what happens when the words go in your ears. We've all heard in one ear, out the other. But learning is when you hear the words and then you keep it up here in your brain. You think about it. You apply it to what you're doing. Listening and learning. And I will say that this can be seen in the criticism you receive, any feedback that you get. That's an opportunity to learn. And we always hear there's positive feedback, negative feedback. Positive criticism, negative criticism. I don't believe in any of that because it doesn't matter what is said, what type of, how the criticism comes to you. You can turn that into positive growth. But it's a choice that you make. And I give you a little example of something that happened to me. So my senior year at UCLA, I had an undefeated season. Got down to the last meet. The last meet is our National Collegiate Championship. I have one race to go to complete this undefeated season. Super excited. Can't wait to get in the blocks. One more race. One more 400 meter run. The 400 is one lap around the track. One more time. I got this. Here we go. I was a little too excited. I get in the blocks. The gun goes off. I started doing what I call street racing. Street racing. So this is like when you're a little kid and you race the kids in your neighborhood on the block. Sometimes you're barefoot and you're just running. You're not thinking about form or technique. You're just trying to run as fast as you can and get to the finish line first. This is what I was doing. Now, for years, my coach and I have been coming up with this perfect strategy to run the 400 meters. What pace to go out with, when to slow down, when to pick back up. I just threw it to the wind and said, I could finish this last race and win. So off I went. I finished the race. I win. Undefeated season. Yay, so excited. I hear the announcer say that not only did I win, but I set a new collegiate national record. I became the fastest woman ever to cover 400 meters in collegiate history. Very exciting. I'm so thank you. Thank you. And you can see this on YouTube, so I'm tell you what happens, and then you probably want to look it up. I'm celebrating. I'm cheering. I'm doing a farewell bow. And you hear somebody in the background, they're saying, trash. That was trash. Well, that was my coach. I'm getting interviewed by reporters, and she comes over and she's like, that was absolute garbage. That was nothing like the race strategy that we've been working on for years. What was that? Disappointment. Could have been negative feedback, could have been negative criticism, but I used it for positive growth. 2 weeks later, I ran the race the way she had trained me to run it, and I ran significantly faster. So that's how that can go sometimes. The last letter in that gold is D. That's for drive, willpower, determination, seeing something all the way through to the end. And like I said, obstacles will come up, goals will need to be reset, steps will need to be taken, planning might need to change. But it's going to be up to you to kind of see it through all the way to the end. And I often say it's kind of like you do when you get in your car. You get in your car, you have a destination to get to. What do you do to get to that destination? You drive. Another way to think about it. And on that drive, somebody might slow you down, somebody might cut you off, but you still keep going. You might be discouraged, you might say, this isn't even worth it. Let me just turn around and go back home. But you still keep going. Still keep going. And so that's what I leave with you guys today. My acronym, GOAL. I leave you a little bit of gold dust on you. And I just am excited to see where this city, this community, takes 2025 when you guys go for the gold this year. And I am just so excited to be a part of this day and to now be a part of this community. So thank you guys.
Thank you, Monique. What an inspirational story. Success, athleticism, and leadership, right? Believe me when I tell you I'm going to be repeating the story to my kids because they are procrastinators. So, next I'd like to introduce someone that really doesn't need an introduction. Our supervisor, Janet Nguyen. She's been a hero to Orange County, but truly a hero to Fountain Valley. Through COVID, through difficult times, she stayed pretty steadfast to being that community championship that she's always has been. Supervisor Nguyen was elected to represent the 1st District on the Orange County Board of Supervisors in November 2024. Janet is a small business owner with a long history of public service. As a senator, Janet was named Legislator of the Year by the American Legion, the Association of the United States Army, and the Vietnam Veterans of America. She was named Champion of Manufacturing by the California Manufacturers and Technology Association for working to protect jobs. Janet has a lot of firsts. She was the first woman to represent the 72nd Assembly District, the first Vietnamese American in the country to be elected to both Senate and Assembly, the highest ranking Vietnamese American elected official in the United States, the only Asian American legislator in California. I feel like I'm in trouble with her standing next to me right here. Janet resides in Huntington Beach with her husband, Tom Bonikowski, and 2 handsome boys. Supervisor Nguyen, the stage is yours.
Thank you. I was just trying to help him save some time so that he doesn't have to read my full bio. It's an honor to be here, and Mayor, do you always have to outdo everything? I mean, this is like a gala. I feel like we're supposed to be like black gown and tuxedos here today. And so, congratulations, Mayor, for such a phenomenal event. I was asked to kind of just give you a little update on where we were at the county, what I've been up to. Let's just say I have not done anything. That's a good thing, right? Well, you're supposed to agree with me that it's always good when government doesn't get involved in your life. Okay, never mind, okay. This is a tough crowd. So it's an honor for me to come back to the County of Orange. As most of you know, that I've served at the Board of Supervisors a decade ago as a county supervisor, and at the time I also represented the city of Fountain Valley. I want to get a lot of folks have asked me how's the transition coming back from the county, from the Senate to the county. I'll have to tell you that it was easier going from a supervisor to the Senate than it is from the Senate to the supervisor office. And people ask me why. Well, one, I was used to just flying on a plane every week for 9 months of the year for 8 years. And second is I didn't have to deal with a lot of local government. And I would tell you, local government, wow, it's quite unique. And so it has been a quite some learning curve for me. And on top of that, I'll share a funny story is that the first week I was here, I didn't know what to do with myself. I didn't know if I should call people and have lunch with them, or should I wait and make an appointment with them, or, oh wait, I can actually have lunch with you on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday, and if I was in Sacramento, I would have actually be on the plane right now heading home. So, Senator-elect Tony Strickland, good luck. But I'm actually very proud to know that we have a senator that's going to fight for us in Sacramento, someone who I've worked with closely, and someone who I can trust to know what our district needs. And I will tell you, if he doesn't hear from us, he'll hear from us. I promise you. Strickland has been a phenomenal mayor and council member from the city of Huntington Beach. I know this, I'm sure they've been introduced earlier, but we also have here our mayor from the city of Huntington Beach, Pat Burns, and also former mayor and councilwoman Gracie Vandermark's here as well. But I did tell Mayor Bowie that I am here to make sure that Huntington Beach don't get too rowdy here in Fountain Valley. That's my goal. Well, going back to the county, some of my priorities are accountability and transparency, homelessness, public safety, improving the Orange County Animal Shelter, and especially community engagement. I know that together we will work to build a stronger and more connected community, particularly here in Fountain Valley. Some of the, accountability and transparency. Look, addressing the misuse of taxpayer dollars under the previous leadership is extremely important. We are reviewing every contract, even if it's $1. We are going to review every contract, every compensation that the former supervisor has. I'll tell you, I got dozens and dozens of binders in my office, combing through. And what we found is not good. It's beyond what you have seen out there. We will bring them to the forefront. And I'm telling people right now is, if you had a contract with the County of Orange, if you had an obligation to meet that contract, and if you think you did not, it's time to return that money. Because if not, I will have County Council send you a letter. We are also putting policy and procedures in place. We will never allow a county supervisor again, or anybody who works within the county government, to be able to squander over $10 million to their personal benefit. So there's a lot of policy and procedures are in place. One such as we are centralizing all procurement of all the non-elected departments within the County of Orange. So the procurement will go to one department, and it'll be underneath the CEO. It's not separate departments, everybody has their own procurement. But not only is that gonna make sure that we eliminate corruption and fraud, but we're also making government efficient. Because if 10 department wants to buy, say, pencils, maybe we should go in together at a bulk rate versus every department buying their own separate things. So not only are we making sure that we put policy and procedures in place, but we're gonna make sure that we're accountable. Our number one goal, my number one goal, is making sure that we account for every dollar that you send to the County of Orange. And every dollar will be delivering the right services, the efficient services, and the most transparent services to our community. And when it comes to homelessness, I want to congratulate the city of Huntington Beach, the city of Garden Grove, and several other cities who have worked so hard and has brought down their homeless population last year. But the County of Orange, we overall went up 36%. We have over 200 contracts with $1 billion, and we don't even know what we're doing with it, or who's doing it. We don't know who's on first base or second base. And for those who know, I use those analogies a lot because my son plays baseball. So we're going to be looking at these contracts. If they work, we're going to expand it. If they don't, it's time to end those contracts. It's time to make sure that we help these individuals get off the street and into help and not recycle back to the street. Because right now it is not compassionate of us to leave them out there when almost a dozen homeless individuals die a month in Orange County. It is not compassionate of us. So I want us to make sure that we advocate for increased federal funding for Section 8. We have to play a more active role in the county's commission to address homelessness, which I am now one of the county supervisors appointed to that board. Public safety. We have to make sure supporting Prop 36 and allowing our cities, our sheriff, our DA, the right, giving them the tools and the fundings that they need to combat theft, to combat and fentanyl trafficking. I was the first member in a decade since Prop 36 that was able to get a sentencing enhancement in California passed and signed by the governor. Those who possess fentanyl with the intent to sell, we will put you away for up to 25 years. Don't do it. Animal care, we will make sure, because those animals don't have a voice, we will be their voice. We will make sure that Orange County Shelter will open up like it did pre-COVID. We will make sure that proper data, proper information is going to be implemented at the County of Orange. I did a bill last year which forced all all shelters across the state to making sure that if there's medical record for every animal intake and if they have to be euthanized. Why are they, did they get the pain medication, etc. So we need to make sure that there's medical records for these animals as they're being taken in and leaving this facility. And last, Moss Square Park. You know, I know that the city has been in conversation with the county for over a year, almost 2 years, to try to renew your lease with us. Not only renew your lease, but also looking at how many acreage the county would be willing to give to the city for the next 50 years. So I get there, and I get a call from your city manager and your mayor. And they're like, hey, you know, we're working on this, and I think we got it. Thank you for helping us, etc. And I said, okay, no, I'm glad it worked out, and we're moving forward. And then I get another call from the mayor. He goes, you know, what if you think about giving us an extra 5 more acres, even though my council's already voted on the 14th already acre? And I go, but your council already voted. It's like, I know, but I thought I asked. I mean, it's worth asking. The worst you can say is no, supervisor. And I said, Mayor, let us look at it. And so you got to give a big round of applause to your mayor for being aggressive, for not wanting to say no, and for not just accepting, and being able to work with his colleagues to agree with the county to get now 16 extra acres. So we're adding 2 more acres to the Moss Square Park for the city side for the next 50 years. So give the city council a big round of applause, please. Yeah, I heard that they didn't have 100 pickleball court earlier. And I'm forming a Team Janet, so let me know. But it's exciting. What I love about local government being back in the county is that I can be able and be effective to doing these kind of things for our city and our residents. And on the county side of the Moss Square Park, we are going to be building an amphitheater that can hold over probably 1,000 individuals. And the amphitheater is very similar to the Hollywood Bowl, just eliminate the bleachers instead. On top of that, next year we'll have a nature center for our children, for the scouts and the summer programs that they can attend to be able to have camps, have nature center activities, and on top of that, and I know Councilman Glenn Landis would appreciate this, we're also building a playground ADA compliance at the county as well. And we're gonna do that so that all the parents who want to go to that concert in the park at the amphitheater can, while the kids can go to the playground area. And so, those are a few things that I'm so excited. There's so many more that we're doing and working on. As you know, Orange County is 3.2 million people with 22 departments. And on top of that, we sit on all the different commissions and committees. I'm happy to announce that I am the board member to AQMD. I will represent the County of Orange at the Air Quality Management Agency. So if you have any issues in Orange County that deals with AQMD, please reach out to our office. I've also been designated and appointed to the Orange County Fire Authority as well. I'm an alternate to Cal Optimus, Sanitation District, you name it. And so we will be doing a lot of more fun activities, lots of expansion also at John Wayne Airport. So, please feel free to reach out to my office, and that's where the community engagement is. And I love doing what I do. And it's because what I get to do is to improve the lives of everybody in this room and those in Orange County. So thank you for giving me the honor of being here today. And if Mayor, can you come up here real quick? So I got this sent to me. It's the legislative session of 2023 to 24. This is my last session that I worked in the state senate after 8 years. And this has your name on it. And so we want to thank the city and you for working with us continuously on the many issues in Fountain Valley in the state. It looks like a Bible, but it's not.
Thank you, Supervisor Nguyen. Just an update on Caitlin's fundraising. Through your generosity, she has raised $1,100, and through the matching of our generous community members, that number is to $3,100. Congratulations, Caitlin. So now I'd like to welcome our sensational Fountain Valley High School drumline to the stage, please. Here we go. Good job online. Let's give another hand to our drum line. Let's go, boys and girls. So at this time, I'd like to introduce our commercial panel and give a brief bio. Dr. Anil Puri. Dr. Puri currently serves as the director of the Woods Center for Economic Analysis and Forecasting at Cal State Fullerton. He has previously served as provost of the university and dean of its College of Business and Economics at Cal State Fullerton, my alma mater, Go Titans. Dr. Puri has produced and delivered economic forecasts for the nation and Southern California for over 2 decades. He is a frequent public speaker and has served on several corporate and non-profit boards. Dr. Puri received his doctorate in economics from the University of Minnesota. When he's not at work, he enjoys playing golf and traveling. My next guest is Ed Molina. Ed serves as the 2025 president of the Orange County Realtors, bringing decades of leadership, experience in both real estate and corporate management. A proud first-generation American, married, a father and grandfather. Ed grew up in Los Angeles and later settled in San Clemente, where he has been deeply involved in community service and mentorship. His contributions have earned numerous awards, including San Clemente Citizen of the Year and the Paul Harris Award from the Rotary International. Our next guest, Todd Huber, joined Paragon in 2018 and leads the team acquisition efforts throughout Southern California, including the acquisition and redevelopment of the Village Center right here in Fountain Valley. Through his redevelopment of 725,000 square feet of retail, Todd has established a track record for entitling, leasing, and developing high-quality assets with the best-in-class anchors such as Target, Amazon, Stater Brother Markets, Sprouts Farmers Market, Aldi, Home Goods, AutoZone, and Ross Dress for Less. Todd is an active member of the ICSC, where he sits on the Next Gen Committee. He is involved in mentorship programs for undergraduate and graduate students in USC's real estate public programs and guest lectures at USC's Price School of Public Policy. Our last and final guest is Vid Nguyen. He is the founder and CEO of KEI Concept, a pioneering restaurant group responsible for numerous diverse dining concepts in Orange County and for my expanding waistline. All of his restaurants includes the Vox Kitchen, Nip, Kin, Roll, Any, and KEI Coffee House. Vid was born in Ho Chi Minh City, and Vid developed an early passion for food, inspired by watching his family's factory feed 4,000 workers in just 30 minutes. Gosh, I wish I could do that for my family. After moving to the U.S. in 2002, he worked at Fun 999 in Van Nuys before shifting to the tech industry, where he helped to develop an iPad-based restaurant system that caught Gordon Ramsay's attention on Kitchen Nightmares. In 2014, he launched Soup Noodle Bar in Wenham Park, offering a fresh take on Vietnamese pho. In 2024, Vid ventured into the coffee industry with KEI Coffee House in Westminster's Little Saigon. You know, I really have a pretty good self-esteem, but reading all your bios, I have pretty low self-esteem though, guys. Thanks a lot. I'd like to welcome our mayor and our panel to introduce our panel.
Well, thank you so much, Dave, for the MC tonight. Everyone, please give a round of applause for Dave, please. Thank you. Well, I think it's going to be fair that our supervisor mentioned earlier some elected official, but I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody in the room. So we have a representative for a newly elected Congressman Derek Tran, which is represented by Roxanne Chow. Please stand up to be recognized. as representative for Congressman. Thank you, Roxanne, for being here. And it's Michelle who's representing the State Assembly Treetop. Is she still here? Please stand up to be recognized if you're still here. Because I saw her earlier in the room. So please give a round of applause for our State Assembly Treetop. And lastly, we have the mayor of the city of Seal Beach, Lisa Londos, that was here. Please give a round of applause for her as well. She's right over there. Thank you, Lisa, for being here, the mayor of the city. Okay, well, did everybody enjoy your lunch? Great, well, the lunch has been provided by Serve Lounge. If you enjoy it, it's right on the corner, right here local in the city. Please come down and visit them. They have great, amazing food over there. All right, so thank you for joining us. We are excited to hear from you and get the latest update directly from the stakeholders. So I'm going to start with Dr. Anil Puri. He is the director for Cal State University of Fullerton. Thank you for being here. So my questions to you is, how would, we're going to start with a video first or not? I think there's a video. Okay, go ahead, Dr.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation to share the results of a study that we did last year. The Little Saigon area in the central part of the county has gotten its name about 30 years ago. But depending on who you ask, the boundaries of Little Saigon have never been defined very clearly. So at the request of our alum, Tam Nguyen, everybody knows here Tam, and he was the governor of our board of governors at Cal State Fullerton, we undertook a scientific study to define what the area of Little Saigon is and what the characteristics of this area are. And we used the census data for that. They're a large study, but I'll give you some highlights of the study today. Fountain Valley is a big part of what we call the Little Saigon area. I have a few highlights. Let me make sure that I go through these in order. Little Saigon area is about 7.2% of Orange County in terms of population. So a little over 200,000 people live in this area. And the population of Little Saigon actually has been growing faster than the county as a whole. Orange County is the fastest growing county, but Little Saigon is growing even faster than that. About 40%, 49% of Little Saigon residents were foreign born, and about 30% for Orange County. So much heavier concentration of foreign born residents. And of those, about 75% are of Asian origin in Little Saigon area. More Little Saigon households compared to Orange County have one or more grandparents living at home and taking care of young children. That's very specific to Little Saigon area, not true for the county as a whole. Another thing we noticed that fewer Little Saigon children compared to Orange County attend preschool and kindergarten, presumably because elders are taking care of them. But a larger proportion of Little Saigon residents go to college compared to the county as a whole, which was very interesting. Little Saigon also, residents here have a longer commute compared to the Orange County residents, and they like to travel by car rather than public transportation. Looking at the economic statistics for Little Saigon area, Little Saigon median income is lower than that for Orange County as a whole, by about 28%. And the median price of home in Little Saigon is about 20% below the county as a whole. Fountain Valley is special in certain ways because there are higher price homes in Fountain Valley, attracted, I think, by very good schooling system in Fountain Valley. So compared to that, Little Saigon area as a whole, Fountain Valley has higher price homes and higher income levels. Unemployment rate in the Little Saigon area in general is higher than for the county as a whole. Again, Fountain Valley is a little bit different, lower unemployment rate, except one census tract close to Mile Square Park area, just south of that. And Little Saigon residents are more likely to be employed in service and production-related businesses, and less likely to be white-collar jobs. They are also less represented in management, business, science, and related industries. And the largest industries in the Little Saigon area are healthcare and social assistance, food services, and retail. And finally, Little Saigon area has proportionally more businesses than Orange County as a whole. In Fountain Valley itself, there are over 6,000 small businesses. So these are some of the highlights. Little Saigon area is growing faster than the economy as a whole. So it's starting from this lower point in terms of housing values and income levels. So the whole study is available on the Galveston Fullerton Woods Center website with tons of data. It's a 50-page study. And if you'd like to look at it, you're welcome. There's more data there.
Well, thank you so much for those data. Please give a round of applause to Dr. Arnell. And so, are we going to have a video or not? Question, okay, all right. So, I have a couple questions for you, Doctor. So, how will this report assist cities like Fountain Valley and others in the report? Right? How would it assist us? And second question is, are there opportunities to build from the Saigon report?
Sure. No, our report was a point-in-time picture of this particular region, Little Saigon area, but there are some policy implications. As I mentioned earlier, if you look at the kids from here going to college, a high proportion are going to college compared to the country as a whole, and not only that, more of them are going for STEM fields, science and engineering fields. So that's an asset for Fountain Valley and for Little Saigon. The second thing to note is that there are a very large number, proportionally larger number of small businesses in Little Saigon, 6,000. Not only that, they are growing at a faster rate. So if you put the two things together, smaller entrepreneurial class in this area, and highly trained in STEM fields, there's a probability, and hopefully planned, to keep these well-trained young people and get them to start businesses in this area, in high tech, which is the rate nowadays. This is where the action is. So I think, and there are other implications as you look at the report that can be helpful.
Great, thank you so much. We're running videos now? No, okay, so sorry, I want to make sure that's good. Okay, well, thank you so much. So there's, for more information to come between the city of Fountain Valley, Grand Grove, Santa Ana, Westminster, and Chambers, and Small Business Development Center on June 5th for the Little Saigon Collaboration event. That's coming up. So, be tuned. That's coming up. So, to our next panelist is Mr. Ed Molina, who is the president for the OC Realtor. Welcome. And please share us 3 minutes about markets, please.
Thank you very much. And before I just start, a couple of words. I want to say there's not too many luncheons where I go where I meet an Olympian, a karate champion, cheerleaders, drummers, elected officials. So thank you for this invitation. Excellent meal again. Thank you. And I want to say Xin Chao, and thank you for having us today. As then the mayor mentioned, I'm Ed Molina, president of OCR, and what we do as an organization, we advocate for home ownership and protect the property rights of consumers. Our organization is the largest in California, 15,000 members strong, and matter of fact, just a little bit of trivia, we used to have our office in Huntington Beach and moved to Fountain Valley, so we're just down the street on Talbert. But as it comes to statistics in the market, from the county standpoint, Orange County median price is about $1.4 million. Our average days on market is about 35 days. When you look to Fountain Valley, the median price for single-family residences is about $1.6 million, and those homes that are selling are about 2% above the list price. Also about 35 days on market. But it's a strong market, a strong demand for buyers. I will say that year over year, there's been an increase in Orange County of 8%, and year over year increase in Fountain Valley for about 25%. So as I mentioned, at this point, seller's market, quick sales, strong buyer demand, but we don't see anything in the foreseeable future where there's going to be a market crash. Again, the market remains strong. And I want to use a couple of notes here because I can. And we say, why are these statistics important? And I look at it from the standpoint of what Orange County has to offer. You have world-renowned attractions, world-renowned beaches, shopping centers, wonderful restaurants. You look at Fountain Valley, a safe city, a clean city. As a matter of fact, I love the tagline, a nice place to live. It's just a wonderful tagline. But proximity to the beaches, schools, hospital, as the supervisor mentioned Miles Square Park, I'm gonna go back to San Clemente where I live. I'm gonna tell my mayor, I want a park like that. I mean, it is a phenomenal place, and just glad to be amongst so many wonderful friends here. But one of the things we do in Orange County Realtors is it's not about buying and selling properties. As I mentioned earlier, we're advocates. We lobby on behalf of the consumers. I just want to share a couple of those things. So one of the items that we're lobbying for at a state and national level is the capital gain tax exemption, where we want to increase that from the current $500,000 exemption to $1 million for married couples, and then $250,000 to $500,000 for the single taxpayer. What does that mean? Well, if you've owned your home for a long time, you have a lot of equity, and people like me, I'm so many years old, and I don't want to pay Uncle Sam, that much in capital gain. So if that were to increase or double to $1 million, and that's going to mitigate or maybe even eliminate that tax gain. So what does that mean after that? Good for buyers, because there may be more inventory for them to procure property. How about the sellers? Well, the sellers have the advantage, or could take the advantage of Proposition 19, where they could transfer their tax rate throughout California. So again, we're also working on a couple of things I just want to share, and I don't want to take a lot of time to take away from the other panelists, but lobbying for insurance, as you know, it's been sort of a four-letter word the last couple of years, but we're lobbying hard, working with the Commissioner Lara, working with the insurance companies. Also, in a little bit more closer to home, we've had a recent issue in South County where a company wanted to build a lithium battery storage facility, and that started off with a grassroots organization saying, not in my backyard, which was escalated to our association, escalated to the state, and now there is a Assembly Bill 303 sponsored by Congresswoman Addis that wants to have any companies that would like to build those storage facilities go to the local municipalities. Right now, it bypasses that, and they go directly to the state, to the California Energy Commission. So we're doing a lot, and not only buying and selling properties, human statistics, but I just want to let you know that we are here to serve you. So thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Ed, for sharing that. It is so refreshing and reassurance that he's saying that we should be concerned about the market crash. As a homeowner in the room, that is so inspiring to hear that. So that's so important for us. So I have a couple of questions for you. Then, who or what drive the Fountain Valley residential markets? That's question number one. And question number two is, how does the high interest rate impact the purchase or selling of homes?
Let me take the first one, and that's fairly simple. Again, basically supply and demand. But you have other factors such as demographics, the economy, the government policies. A lot of that drives good business within the city. You want to make it provocative for builders to come in and build, and if you have a lot of bureaucracy, if you will, that's going to make it a little bit more difficult. With respect to interest rates, one perspective could be from the buyer standpoint. To buy is good because you're probably paying a lot of money right now for rent, and whatever that amount is, and it's high no matter where you go in the county or outside the county. But why not take that leap of faith, and if it is 6.5% or 7%, go ahead and buy. But the important thing is to work with a lender that is familiar with the area you're looking for, because there may be loan products that fit that buyer, and maybe there's a grant program where that grant may be $25,000, which you can apply towards the down payment, or maybe buy down the rate. So you have to be creative as an agent working with that buyer. And on the flip side of that, with the seller, if you want to sell your house, certainly you have to have the motivation. You want to make sure that if an offer comes in, what are you willing to concede? Are you willing to say, oh my gosh, I just got an offer where they want us to pay a buy down rate for that loan, and that's 1% or 2 points? So again, that's going to put a little bit more onus on the seller to say, hey, I want to sell. Okay, what's 1% of $1 million, or what that number is? So again, there's a lot of give and take, and it's a good market. Again, a lot of it's motivation and communication with agents, communication with what the lender wants to do with that buyer. So, any questions?
There you have it. Thank you so much, Ed, for the information you've given us today. So to our third panelist today is Todd Hoover, who is the Director of Development and Paragon Commercial Group. So the property that we're going to be talking here is the one on the corner of Talbert and Magnolia. Okay? So please give us 3 minutes on the center development plan in 2025, please.
Yeah, so first the background. First off, thank you guys for putting this on. I think you guys in Fountain Valley, this isn't normal. Like, this is awesome. We go around to cities, work with cities. This is remarkable for what we're sitting here midday with all you people here. So thank you for having me. As he mentioned, we are the owners of Village Center. So, you know, some people know it as Vons back in the day. There's lots of old tenants. The center's been around for a long time. Currently, we're Sprouts, Dutch Brothers, former Rite Aid, and we've owned the center since 2021. So setting the stage, if you go back, it was the Big Lots at the time. Big Lots was getting ready to vacate. We came in and bought the center, and obviously over the last 4 years, a lot of changes. And, you know, I always describe shopping centers as, you know, it's a moving organism, right? You can't just have 3 Sprouts, a grocery outlet, and a Vons. You need big tenants, national tenants like Sprouts, like Dutch Brothers, like Rite Aid was, and you need a good mix of small local tenants. And it's interesting listening to the panel on the little segment, like, nowhere in our portfolio do we see a city and a neighborhood with such vibrant small business tenants. If you look at our center, we're 100% leased on all our shop space. It's really hard to do, it's not normal. And you have all these tenants that have been around for 20, 30 years in our center, that when we bought the center, we'd go in and talk to them and go, we always do tenant interviews. How are you doing? How can we help you if we buy the center? And all of them are like, we do great, we've been here forever. We love it. We got people that have shopped here for 30 years. We've got their kids shopping here. But we can't invest back in our space because we're month-to-month tenants. And so our first order of business was, okay, we've got Sprouts. Sprouts drove that acquisition for us, right? We've got a great relationship with Sprouts. We saw the Big Lots was going out. We said, hey, there's an opportunity here for a great neighborhood market. Sprouts fits that bill. But once we get there, the first order of business was, how do we give these tenants some security so they can reinvest back into here, be tenants for the long term, as long as we own it, as long as, you know, so your grandkids are shopping out there, not just your kids. And so we went around, 10-year leases all around, some security, some ability, allowances for them to reinvest back in their center. And if you walk the center, if you've been into the tenants that have been there a long time, a lot of them put that money to new storefronts, new signage, new, you know, just systems in their kitchens. So that was the first order of business. And then Dutch Brothers came. Dutch Brothers had, you know, bonkers opening. We've opened Dutch Brothers everywhere, never seen anything like it, for the first one in Orange County. And now McDonald's is coming. That'll be happening imminently. And so we've got a good mix of national tenants, regional tenants, you know, tons of great local tenants. And, you know, never in our wildest dreams did we think we'd get Rite Aid back. And that's the big bogey now, right? That was an original tenant in the center. We go back and we look at the CDs from when they built it, Rite Aid was there, and they were a high-performing store. So, you know, you talk to their real estate manager on a Tuesday after the bankruptcy, great store, we'll be there and no problem, and then, you know, keys are handed back to us on a Friday. So, unforeseen opportunity for us, right? I mean, that's a tendency that's been there. We think there are, you know, higher and better uses there in the long term. The pharmacies are obviously changing. And so that's what we're working on. And then I'm not to bury the lead, we're still working on it. I wish I could come up here and tell you I've got the tenant, it's coming, we're excited. Good news is we've had a lot of tenant interest. The flip side of having all these national tenants is, you know, I don't get to just pick a tenant, right? We've been at city council meetings, we want pickleball. Like that's awesome, I hear you, I love pickleball too, but I've got leases with other tenants. I've got places that are like, that, you know, put me in a corner and say, hey, these are the kind of tenants we want here. So we've had a few tenants, we've gone to our anchor tenants, we haven't been able to get those across the finish line, but we've got a ton of tenant interest, and I was asked sitting at my table, like, are you gonna demise the space and subdivide it? We try and look at things holistically for the long term. This isn't a center like we're sitting in with a bunch of large box tenants, right? There's two, Sprouts and it's the Rite Aid. And so for us, as we look at long-term health, to have two, call it a junior anchor and an anchor space is very vital for a center. You don't want to have all small tenants, you don't want to have all big tenants. You want a good mix. So we're working to find a tenant that can take little space while also being realistic that retail footprints are shrinking. People are shopping online. Some of you are probably shopping on your phone where you're listening to me right now, right? Like, this is the reality. And so we're realistic that there may be an opportunity to subdivide it. We think there's tons of tenants that would take half the space, a third of the space. But for the long-term health of the center, and that Rite Aid was there for 50 years, we want to keep that an anchor box if we can. So we're working on it. Great news is we've got great tenants coming in. I know not everyone was excited about McDonald's. When you talk to tenants, they're very excited about McDonald's. When you talk to the new Sprouts store manager, he's very excited about McDonald's. So we're excited. They're imminent. That'll be the next step you'll see there. And at that point, the only vacancy will be Rite Aid. So I spend my days, literally every day, on the phone, finding the right tenant for that box.
Don't give it up. That's my next question. Don't give it up yet. So first of all, you must be doing something right, because obviously they brought in the first Dutch Brother coffee in Orange County. So congratulations. And I don't know, but the way the people are willing to stay in line 45 minutes to get that coffee. It's the line goes all the way down to like no Bouchard.
Oh my God! Yeah.
I don't know how they do it, but congratulations. They must be doing something right here. So, can you share your plan for the Rite Aid site?
Sorry, I jumped the gun. Yeah, like I said, our hope is we want it done as soon as possible, right? Vacancy helps no one. And when you talk about, from a security aspect, we talked about this with McDonald's. When you put people into a space, it drives out a lot of the security issues. Security issues become a cost to our tenants, right? So when we have to increase security, that's an additional cost. It's on their bottom line, on our bottom line as an owner. So our goal is to get it leased as soon as possible, while also being mindful we got to get the right tenant in there. That's a key driver of the center. We got to find the right tenant. We got really good interest. I'm working on letters of intent right now. And then, I got to go through all the other leases and say, hey, XYZ tenant, is this an okay use for you? Will you give me a waiver for this use because for the lease I can't? So we're working through all that. The good news is there's a lot of momentum. You got a great city that works with us. They'll call me with suggestions. It'll like realistic suggestions or other properties we can invest in, because for us, we want to be doing more in Fountain Valley. Village Center, once we figure out Rite Aid, that'll be a stabilized center for the next 20 years. And for us, it's where next can we work with Maggie and Omar and all your council members on a great center here. So still there. So hopefully we'll be working in the city of Fountain Valley a long time, and we'll bring a great tenant to Rite Aid, and we're really excited.
I still haven't heard who's that next tenant, so I'm going to ask the following questions of who would be your ideal prospect for the site, and who do we anticipate as a permit application to be submitted in 2025 for construction? I was listening to that, I still haven't heard who's that?
Yeah.
Mystery tenant.
Well, I can tell you, like, I met the new Sprouts store manager last week, and my first question to him is always like, who do you want here, right? Because I have my own ideas. I'm a shopper. I'm in that age of critical shopping. People love 18 to 35-year-olds. But the Sprouts store manager knows that. He's there every day. He's walking that center every day, and he knows what they need there, and he knows from other stores in Sprouts what they do really well. So I'll give you like some of his suggestions. Like he would love an Ulta, right? I would too. He would love, a fitness tenant. I would too. The things that kind of go to the next level, there's a Crush Fitness across the street, right? I've talked to plenty of fitness tenants, and they say it's kind of like a gentleman's agreement. They don't want to go right across the street from each other. Well, you do really well here. I've got a great grocer, got a great center. So you deal with those things. We love a fitness tenant there. Ulta, obviously, a lot of those large tenants, you heard, we work with a lot of like Ross Dress Glass and great big tenants, is, we're positioned, we're a neighborhood center. We knew that when we bought it. If you're a national tenant that's coming in, you want to be near Bellaterra, which is where Ulta is, or you want to be on Brookhurst. And we're kind of in the middle. So for most of our tenants, it's going to be a second store in the market. Sprouts is 2 mile, they have stores on 2 miles either side of them. So we've got to find that tenant. We're making those calls and doing that. I wish I could tell you who my tenants are. My tenants are who my tenants want there, who would be great for the consumer. We got to drive foot traffic to that center, right? Obviously it had, I feel like we're definitely on the upswing, but it had kind of lulled, right? When it was Big Lots and Rite Aid and some vacancy. And So those are what I would love, but what I love isn't always what happens. So I'm working the phones to try and find the right tenant. I do think we'll have an application in this year, for sure. I mean, we're working on it day and night, and you know, as much as I'd love a single tenant there, we're always working on a contingency plan, which is we demise that space. Got great tenants for that space if we need to.
Great, thank you so much, Todd, for sharing. And our resident, we look forward to the new tenants coming in, you know, that serve our community. So thank you so much. So our last panelist is Viet Nguyen from Key Concept Partners. I'm gonna put you on the spot because I see managers look at me like the clock is running. So give 1 minute on strategy in 2025 and share the plan at the former Frog Jump House. I'm just kidding. Go ahead, take your time. I was just kidding.
Just to thank you, and Maggie and everybody in the room is already costing me like 30 seconds. Well, thanks so much for this great event. This just sounds like, it feels like a gala. But last year I missed it, but this year joined for the first time and saw all the work behind it, and you guys have done an amazing job. Not just as a CD, but this event.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for inviting me. So just kind of give an overview of who we are. Essentially, we started out as a restaurant, but we wanted to have a long-term goal for Little Saigon as a whole. I started my career in Los Angeles and made my way down. I was in some Vegas as well, Vegas, Los Angeles, some other cities. When I come back here, I actually got married here, my kid was born here, so I was like, you know, I'm gonna, you know, focus on Orange County, and my biggest goal was to be one of the largest employer for the city. Obviously not Orange County, because Orange County is huge. But for the city, I believe, you know, we set our goal as 1,000 employees or, you know, 100 million in GDP, contributing to the sales. And I think we're on track. And I believe that right now we're technically the 4th or the 5th largest employer, a single employer for the city. I think right now, if we're talking about Orange County, we're already going to be hitting about 1,200 employees by next year. But I think for this year, for just Fountain Valley alone, I think we're going to be getting close to about 800 to 900 employees.
And can you tell us how long you've been in Fountain Valley? How many years in Fountain Valley?
For 7 years. 7 years.
Wow.
7 years. Yeah. So
you.
that's the goal. That's always been the goal. We wanted to get to that point where we have enough critical mass to sort of. The goal was, again, 1,000 employees, get into sales, or at least 10% of the whole entire city GDP. So that's the goal. I think we're getting close, about maybe a couple of years out, but that's what Key Concept's all about. We are doing restaurant, but essentially it's more about hospitality. So it's food and beverage. We're doing not just one type of concept. But what we're going into the city with the goal of, if we're going to be investing in just Little Saigon, just the city alone, there's not much space that you can do maybe just one concept, you know, all over the city. Like, it's not going to work. Maybe McDonald's would work, right? But maybe you probably cap out like 3 or 5 restaurants. But I think we're going to be right around, I would say, 10 concepts. We have a few more down the line that we have to do. But essentially what we're trying to do is merchandising the what the market really needs. So we're asking the question, we're asking the residents, we're asking the city, what do you guys want to see in Fountain Valley? And that's what we're doing. So we either create our own brands or we curate brands from all over the world. The next few steps that we're gonna see, you're gonna see some of those brands we're gonna bring over from Southeast Asia, and even for us, we're excited for a few other things that cannot disclose just yet, but it's gonna come up. This year, in 2025, we have a few openings. I know it's not Fountain Valley, but it's Costa Mesa. We're opening in South Coast Plaza in 3 weeks. That's also the second location for Box's Kitchen. And we're also going to be doing a Chinese concept. We're in the same plaza, a few stores down. That one's a 10,000 square feet space. We're doing a Chinese restaurant, it's dim sum. And so that's all in 2025. But we all planned this about 3 to 4 years ago. It just came to fruition. Even Key Coffee House, just right down the street. I really, really wanted to be in Fountain Valley, but it's right at the border. It's Westminster. We love Westminster, by the way. Wish it was.
It's okay. I'm going to be in the house here, so it's okay.
But yeah, so that's what we're doing for the next few years, was to continue to invest tens of millions into Fountain Valley specifically, and no less than 30 to 40 millions for Orange County in the next couple of years. That's the goal.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. So how are the various Fountain Valley operations? Any change in customer demands?
Yeah, so that was actually the question that we asked ourselves. So there was two big waves. For us in 2020-21, when we got shut down, we asked ourselves a question of, okay, well, what's going to happen next? So we took a big bet when we knew that the government had to kind of print money some way, shape, or form. So we knew that the balance sheet going to have to come up, the savings account was going to go up. So we're like, okay, well, if that's the case, we're going to double down into buying a bunch of restaurants, as many as we can purchase in 2021, and we did that. I think that going from, before COVID, we only had about 120 employees, and right after COVID, we were like close to 400, 500 employees. So that was the first move. The second move, we were thinking, okay, well now, obviously, savings account, the balance sheet's going to go up. Something's going to have to drive it down. So we knew inflation was going to come in. So we knew that timing on spending was going to come in. So we switched our position from doing fine casual and fine dining. I don't know if you knew, but we're actually the only restaurant group that put Fountain Valley on the map for the Michelin Guide. So we actually got to the Michelin Guide. We knew that was one of the key points for us to drive traffic. And so we switched from going from fine casual and fine dining, or we switched over to all fast casual and just regular casual dining. And that helped us with timing, spending, and all that. So as a matter of fact, the spending for local, I would say resident, went down typically by about 10 to 20%. But because we drew so much traffic from outside of the county and outside of the city, our sales actually jumped. So so by just moving some sort of strategy around, but yes, the spending slightly went down, but the spending for casual and casual dining and fast casuals actually went up. So that helped us quite a bit. Just to give you perspective, there's 3.2 million people, right, living in Orange County. But this year, we're set to serve about 3.6 to 3.8 million customers this year. So we do drive a lot of traffic, and we know that we drew a lot of traffic from all over the country, the county, or other counties come to here. So.
Well, that's great. So what is the secret recipe for the excellent customer service experience that everyone talks about at the Key Concept brand?
Oh, there's no secret recipes, really. I would love to know what secret recipes I can replicate it.
You want to hear this one?
Well, the key point is when we opened a restaurant group, we knew one of the things that we were technically responsible is that we're actually going to be the first contact that any youth or any, I would say, teenagers would have the first experience of working. They're not going to go into obviously real estate or healthcare or any of that stuff beforehand, but they're going to go into a restaurant really quickly because they can work at a coffee shop or restaurants very easily. So for us, we are accepting applicants as young as 15 years old, right? So we know that we have to work with these kids, and this is going to be the first time ever that they're going to sweep the floor. Or, I don't know if they shoot short at home, but yes, we have to kind of show them all these things, or interact with a customer for the first time, or work as a team, being a leader, being a team members. So we took that into our training a lot, thinking how are we going to train these kids to, I would say, treat them as family, right? And then also, a lot of people think it's like just treat them as family, but we're actually treating them as sport teams. So we're thinking, how are we going to train them, what coach we're going to put in, which is the managers, team leaders, and team members, and we drive them in a fact where we treat them first as family, but second as sport teams, and show them, the number one training material we have is true. If you come to our restaurant, we don't have training materials. The only thing we ask for is, if the customer walks through the door, you treat them exactly how you treat your best friends or your family, your loved ones, that's exactly how you're going to treat them. And that has been true no matter what. So we typically don't train them how to treat people. We just ask them to treat them as friends and family.
Oh, that's great. All right, last questions for you then. What should Fountain Valley do differently to attract more businesses to Fountain Valley?
So there's quite a bit of things. Obviously, funding would be one. Very quiet in the room. But yeah, so I mean, obviously,
It's a tough audience.
it's a tough audience. You know, like the moment we ask for funding, everyone's quiet. But yeah, so for us, we strongly believe education is the key. We found that the hardest thing for us right now, particularly our sales have been capped, is not because of not enough funding enough, but not enough talent. So we don't have enough chefs, we don't have enough cooks, we don't have enough servers that actually go out there and find a job. We actually do not have enough coaches, we don't have enough managers. Now, a lot of them found the fact that, they grew up here to go to school, but then they would say, well, it's Fountain Valley, I have to get out of Fountain Valley. I'm going to go to LA, go to San Francisco, New York, and all that. But I strongly believe that in the last few years, what we have kind of created was kind of a new wave of restaurants, where now new talents actually came back here, which, a lot of our chefs and a lot of our servers and managers actually come from San Francisco, LA, and Vegas, and New York, and they say, well, we found some new homes here. And so I think the next good step for the city would be, how do we encourage these kids through educations and training programs to have more programs, maybe the curriculums of schools. Obviously we have Fullerton here, and went to Fullerton. So from all of the school districts, how do we encourage people to get into the workforce a little bit more by investing in just more programs and universities and colleges? I think those are going to be the key to get people to come here. And when businesses thrive, everyone's just going to come here and look for work. So I think.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. So I'm going to give you 30 seconds for the audience. I will give you 30 seconds to name all the restaurants that Key Concept Partner has in Fountain Valley. So us, among my colleagues and the city, we want to support all businesses in Fountain Valley to be successful. So 30 seconds, there's your time. And
Just
now all the restaurants in Fountain Valley, only Fountain Valley. I want you to see only Fountain Valley.
Or you got Nib Cafe right across the street, and not right across the street from the other side of my square park. Used to be Gems. It's actually, we use it as a test kitchen, so we actually launched a few other things under that brand. So technically 2 restaurants there, and then we have Dave's Hot Chicken that we actually sold already, and we have The Alley, which are also already sold. We have Ini Restaurante with the Sin Plaza. We have Boss Kitchen's been there from the beginning. Roll Hand Roll Bar, King Craft Ramen Izakaya, and we're opening up a concept, a Chinese concept called Kwa. And it stands for Chinese Quarter. In Vietnam, there's a little town where Chinese people live, and we call it Chinese Quarter in Saigon, and so we call it Kwa. It's a Chinese Quarter.
All right, thank you so much. Please give a round of applause to our panelists here. Thank you to our commercial panel for joining us today, and you may now exit the stage. So I'm going to bring back our MC, Dave Chuang, I'd like him to invite him back to the stage. And he's the owner of Mimi Jewelry, and he's going to do the drawing. David Chuang, please come to the stage, please. Oh, you have to be right. Okay, so.
When you have a plan, you always have a backup plan. So I will be David Chuang. Ted.
So each guest actually has a red piece of paper, and there's a raffle ticket, and then those that purchase additional raffle ticket to support Caitlin when we will be doing a opportunity drawing. And so we have a nice necklace that was donated by Mimi Jewelry.
And there's a silver diamond on there.
So it included rings and some diamonds on here, and David is kind enough to donate this for that one lucky winner. And so we're going to ask the mayor to do the drawing, but you cannot look at the box, you have to look the other way. The red ticket is automatic. The blue one is the additional opportunity drawing that you were able to purchase for Caitlin Nguyen. And we want to go ahead and thank the audience for your support. Caitlin Nguyen actually exceeded her goal. And thank you to the Fountain Valley Kiwanis, Rotary, the Fountain Valley or Huntington Valley Boys and Girls Club, and also Mimi Jewelry for the additional match of $500. She raised over $3,000 as you heard. So thank you again for supporting our Team Fountain Valley. So Mayor, you're gonna look away.
I'm already in a tough position already. I have a tough audience. You know, instead of me pull the ticket, I want to invite my wife. She's gonna come up and pull the ticket instead of me. Rose, will you please come up and draw the tickets?
And you have to be present to win.
Blue ticket. Those have blue ticket. You got a chance. All right, here we go. I'm going to read the last 4 number. Are we ready? I don't hear anything in the crowd. Are we ready? There we go. Best of luck to y'all. Number is 186-2. Hey, there we go. Congratulations. Come on down. If the price is right, come on down.
Come on up.
See you guys. Get run for work.
One, 8, 6, 2. That's right.
Please don't leave yet. That's another present. And I'm gonna. No. So there's another present, so don't leave yet. All right. Okay. That's done. Okay, well, once again, thank you everyone for joining us today. I want to thank you, our State of the City Committee, our City Manager, Maggie Lee, Management Analysis, Megan Wishner, Administrative Assistant, Talia Aparicio. My apologies if I mispronounced that. Community Service Manager, Jenny Worsham. Community Service Supervisor, Jake Hopkins. He's actually my neighbor, literally 2 doors down. Jake, thank you so much. Kiwanis President and Realtor Brian Genovese, right there. And Community Champion, Fountain Valley Community Foundation Board, Casey Hanley. She's a wonderful gal. Come on, man, we want to see you. Come on, go hide. Casey, please come out. Everyone, lovely Casey. Thank you so much, Casey, for your effort. For another great event. She did last year, so another great event. Thank you. Vice Mayor Kunin, you know who you need to talk to for next year, right there. And our MC, David Chong, too. Obviously, he has to leave. He has a business to run. They earned a gold medal for Team Fountain Valley. We also like to thank you, customer service staff, and others who volunteers to make today's event a success. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you to our in-kind sponsor, Sir Lounge. that you received the meal today. Saigon Grand Center, same CEO, Louis Strand. 70 Cafe, is there more drink back there? And I see this might be a few, so if you're on your way out, you want to grab something, go right there. I see the table over there. There's maybe some few things there. Tasty Fountain Valley Town Center, centerpiece. That's the surprise I was telling you about. So if you would kindly look under your plate, and a gold plate, and if there's a ticket underneath there, you can take the centerpiece home. A blue sticker, I'm sorry. I was told by Casey, a blue sticker. So you have a blue stickers, you can take the centerpiece home. So congratulations for those who are able to take that centerpiece home. JPW video and event coverage, Quantum and Crumble cookies. Finally, for those who has a sticker, there you go, there you have it. Have a great day. I hope you guys enjoy it. And please look forward for next year, the State Assembly 2026. And next year, we should have our Vice Mayor Jim Canine should be running as the next mayor for next year. So I hope everyone will be pursuing for his incoming state of the city. Once again, everyone, thank you for being here. I hope you enjoy it and see you around the city.